Yeah buddy, welcome back to the channel. So we've got a service in today on this 790 Duke. It's in for an annual service, so it's only a smaller service we do really. But again, all the filter change, brake strip and clean, so we'll take the pads out, clean all the road grime out and put the brakes back together to make sure they're working fine. And we'll also clean, lube, adjust the chain on the small service, and then we'll get the customer back on the road. So thanks very much. Hey everybody, so first part of the service, warm it up and drain the oil out of the drain plug and the oil filter housing. This one's got two little drain plugs and the oil filter, which is a little bit awkward to get out, but I use some circlip pliers to pop the filter out, drain all the oil out, and then brake cleaner off the secondary filters, put them back in and torque them up to manufacturer's spec. And then it's ready to fill up with the correct grade of oil, and then run the engine and get the oil level set correctly. You can see by the chain it's a little bit dirty, so we clean and lube, adjust the chain on the service, so give it a good scrub with proper braking chain cleaner not to damage the O-rings, and then give it a little bit of attention to get it correct. Lubricate on the inside to allow the chain lube to penetrate, and then rub off any excess. Then we're starting the brakes. Do the rear one first. I normally work in this routine, then do the front one. Give the brakes a good scrub with, I use a brake cleaner and a toothbrush, just so that we get everything nice and clean. Always mark the inside pad when you take them apart so it goes back in the same place, and lubricate the pivot pins a little bit with some aluminium paste. And then when pumping up the radial mounted calipers, you want to do the bolts up finger tight, pump the master cylinder up to centralise the calipers, and then nip the bolts up, and then use a torque wrench, torque to manufacturer's spec. And the anti-judder plates, you always want to make sure if there's arrows on them, you put them in the correct way. Like I say, just take note when you put them back together, and then all ready to torque back up. And then final part of the service, just lubricating all the pivot points like clutch lever, brake lever, foot pegs and the side stand, etc. Just to make sure everything's moving nice and smoothly with a little bit of lubrication. And then the final bit of the service is to pop the diagnostics on to turn the service light out. So we'll reset service light, which we can do on most modern bikes with all the cables we've got for the Texer, and that's ready for road test.